Yo, 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 what's going on at that fight word? This your boy Money back with another one, fam. And we got the big dog Richard Schaefer today. And we're gonna have my man Mike on Sports come and join me. Y'all smash the like button, shot come in. Smash that like. Alright. Gorgeous was going down. Foul interrupted was going down. Tron C. Jose R. Hey Jose, bro, I was over I went and looked at the dude Southpaw thing, bro. Somebody had my name over there trolling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Telling that dude, I said, pull up a this, that, and the third. Sean C, I appreciate that. I've been had Rich Schaefer on before, though, my brother. Yeah, somebody used my name trolling, man. You can't be doing that. Manny Mill, what's going down? Prize Fighter TV, what's going down? Cats acting like the bull money. Hey, Prize, you already know, bro. I mean, they can say what they want, bro. They can say what they want. I know where I stand in this boxing game. You feel me? I know where I stand in this boxing game, bro. And if I want to pull up to press conferences, I can do that as well. But I'm not. I'm not because I ain't the the bend over and kiss it or take it type. Yeah, many meals, man. Somebody running around here with a fake troll account with my name, bro. And that dude, when I seen him cursing me out, I hit him up. I got a video coming, Danny Swift, but I've been said that, man. Danny Swift, I've been said that, bro. Everything Canelo said, I said it. I'm telling y'all, bro. Y'all can't. These dudes, they be trying to hate on me, bro. But I be knowing what's going on. I be knowing what's going on, bro. These cats. Hey, it is what it is, man. I got a video coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm debating on if I want to do it or not. Right? I'm debating if I want to do it on the dude punch drunk, trying to call me a racist and telling other cats. I want to see if these dudes jump in who he calling me a racist towards. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy when cats try to Caesar Nava. I want to see if Caesar Nava jump in. The dude whiskey on the rocks. He throwing salt on my name. So Caesar Nava. I'm looking for Caesar Nava and Mario Cruz. Caesar Nava and Mario Cruz. Yeah, Danny, I saw it. I got a video coming on it. I mean, Oscar could get Mayweather 100 million. Nah, LFI went on no Southpaw, man. That's a troll account. I never seen that man in my life, but I called him last night. I talked to him last night. Let me show y'all, so y'all can see that I ain't. I don't have to fake nothing, bro. I'm as real as it get. I'm as real as it get, and I ain't answering the phone because I got a show to do. So this is the new Southpaw Instagram. Yo, Southpaw, this is Money Brown TV. I never once in my life encountered your page until now. I never told you to show up nowhere to do anything. That's a fake page posing to be me. Never put me in the same category as a bitch ass H Money. My channel always open and I will drop a link for anybody. I ride for Canelo, Spence, and Tank, and they all are great. If anybody show up on your YouTube with Money Brown TV, it's not me. I stay in my lane. We had a video chat last night. We had a video chat last night. I mean, so you ain't gonna play with me like that. I'm the wrong cat to try to mimic. Man, I love what Eddie Reynoso said, bro. I don't know what he is, Jose R, but I don't know him. So I ain't on nobody page trolling. I don't go to Cat's page or troll. If I go to your page, if I'm on your page, I'm gonna say something. I don't go to nobody page and troll, bro. Yeah, I ain't gotta go to nobody page and troll, bro. Never have, never will. Paco, yeah, Richard Schaefer coming, bro. Why would I put a title up saying Richard Schaefer and I ain't got Richard Schaefer? Man, I've been knowing Richard Schaefer, bro. What is y'all saying, man? I'm gonna call him up. Right, he ain't coming. I'm gonna call him up at 8 o'clock. I'm letting the people get in here. I'm letting the people get in here, man. Why would I have to lie about Richard Schaefer, bro? I had Richard on before. What that say? Come on, man. I am not one of them, bro. Yeah, I don't know Southpaw like that, so I can't really comment on him. Happy Javi say social media because a tough with that has balls only worry about himself and does exactly. I ain't gotta go on nobody page and troll or none of that. I ain't looking for no clout off of nobody. I ain't looking for no clout off of nobody, bro. But if you want to debate me on something, I will drop a link. I will drop a link. It's all good, Paco. We gonna touch on a few things, bro. We gonna touch on a few things, but I want to let the people get up in here before I get Richard on. And I got Mike on sports coming too, so my guy Mike will be back in the building as well. But yeah, though, man. Canelo go tell that boy up. Canelo is gonna tear Caleb Plant up, bro. Tear him up. Tear him up. Sonny Gambino, how you feeling, champ? Alejandro, what's going down? Yeah, and then a dude punch, he throwing dirt on my name, calling me a racist, right? So I'm a man. See, I don't really even want to do videos on these dudes because I ain't. It's a waste of time. That's your pick, Caesar. Sonny, nope, I ain't got Zelle, bro. They won't even let me download Zelle. I got PayPal and Cash App. I appreciate the love, Sonny. And I got Venmo. Appreciate that, Xavier. Caesar for sure, man. You know these cats they jealous because they see my channel just blew, right? And then they see that the Latino community and the Mexicans and everybody rocking out with your boy, and they feeling some type of way. That's all it is, bro. So they want to paint a picture that Monty Brown is racist. So he calling me racist, and then on the other hand, you got the the black dude calling me Uncle Tom. You can't win for lose, bro. Can't win for lose. Okay, Sonny, I appreciate that love, bro. I really do. The ninth round, bro. Canelo stopped him in the ninth round. Yeah, it's crazy though, man. It's crazy. But I like what Canelo's doing, man. I like what Canelo's doing. Black boxers are some of the best boxers. They just tripping. Shakur is a beast. He gonna beat Jamel and be a problem at 35. Man, Shakur is a monster, bro. He's a monster. I don't know, Danny. I gotta work on something. I'll put something together. But right now, that's the intro, bro. I creating one. I appreciate that, bro. Let them tell it though. You know what I'm saying? You let them paint the narrative. Danny Swift, I think it's gonna be Dimitri Bivol, but I don't like to look too far ahead, bro. I like to stand the moment because this is a big thing that Canelo's about to do. And I don't want to just look past it like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look past it because this is a big milestone, man. This is an accolade that he's adding to his resume that uh, nobody has never done, not even the great Andre Ward. So this is something that you want to sit back and enjoy. So I want to enjoy this fight. Uh-uh. Y'all smash the like button for me, fam. Rosales, what's going down? Do you plan on doing old trilogy reviews such as the Rebel versus Morales, Pacquiao versus Marquez, etc.? Oh yeah, Ricky, for sure. I'm about to support you on Cash App, bro. Let me download that real quick. I got you. Xavier, I appreciate the love, Xavier. Much love, much appreciated. My bro, proud of Pierre. What's going down, bro? That's my bro right there, man. Nah, not yet, Danny, but I'm gonna get in tune with all that later down the line. For War to be at the division for so long, many meals, and for him not to fight in the undisputed fight, it had to be with promotions and things of that nature, but I can't really call it, bro. But he never fought for undisputed. Canelo has accomplished a lot at such a young age more than some of these boxers we say are better. Better are they? Think about the American media plays it down. They don't want a Latino on top. I ain't gonna say that, Caesar. I ain't gonna say that. I think Canelo get his just due. Omega, what's going down, big bro? Diego Pacho versus White Chocolate. Who is White Chocolate? Or West, what's going down? Squeezy, who is White Chocolate, bro? Y'all smash that like as y'all come in, fam. Career 81. That'll be a good thing. But that's what I'm good right here, right now, bro. Just chilling, doing YouTube. Man, Daniel, I got AJ, man. I got AJ. I think he stops Usyk around the eighth round somewhere. But Usyk a good boxer though, so I think if he want to, he can survive. Spinach and cheese tacos. Gotta have some meat, Paco. Yeah, I got a ways to go before I get a Canelo interview, Minnie. And like I said yesterday, bro, Canelo don't owe me nothing. So they don't have to at least do nothing. But I am trying to get a shout out from Canelo. We'll see how it go. We'll see how it go. Y'all smash that like button for me, no fam. Smash that like for me. I don't know what my man Mike at. AJ will have to play chess for the first 3 to 5 rounds, but then by round 10, Uzi will get slept. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I know him. Yeah, it's gonna be a cool fight. That's gonna be a cool fight. Is it Shaquise Rosie? Shaquise? How you doing, Shaquise? Johnny Muniz, how's this clickbait? What are you talking about? I believe in that season. Ricardo Martinez, what's going down, bro? Alex Soto. Yeah, that'd be fire, bro. I get my interviews from Canelo and Earl Spence. That's it. I done killed the game. All the Latinos, GTA give a good word. Yeah, Rich. No, I'm about to call him up in a minute. I'm gonna get Rich on at 8. I just came on at 7:30 to get the people in the building. Joseph Torre, what's going down? Yeah, the interview real, Johnny Muniz. Why wouldn't it be? Why would I put interview live with Richard Schaefer if it's not gonna be an interview? Nah, we get him on at 8 o'clock. Trying to get my man Mike on Sports and her. If I'd have got him on at 8, right at 8, then people would have missed it. Yeah, I just let the people get up in the building, man. Oh yeah, Prouder for real. Yeah, man. Spence talked about the interview. We're gonna make it happen. I mean, Victor Conte is who he is, right? That's how I look at it. He served his time. But when he come out and try to act like he's an advocate for clean fighting and things of that nature, don't do that. Don't do that. You feel me? Don't do that. So, for sure, I interviewed Eddie Reynoso, bro. I like Eddie. I like Eddie, bro. I think Benavidez can go in there and hold his own, but I think Canelo stopped him. Yeah, I had Richard Schaefer on before, Caesar. I had Richard Schaefer on before. That's how I found out. Well, I've been knew that Richard Schaefer discovered Canelo, and I confirmed it. When people try to say that I was a liar, right? The same cast that, oh man, he over there just talking, man. De La Hoya did this. Richard Schaefer confirmed he was the one that brought Canelo to Golden Boy. Richard Schaefer was the one that built Golden Boy. Canelo humbled Billy Joe. Canelo humbled Billy Joe. A few mini meals, not many, but a few. We all know vicious, but you know they need things to fit their narrative, so they gonna make it out of something else. 20 Quinn, what's up? Yeah, Joseph, they hit on me for a lot of things, bro. Making up things that ain't true, all type of shit. David, what's going down, bro? Yes, he is, Carlos. Who I think better? Um, I think they on the same level, bro. I can't put one over the other. It ain't like they did something significant where both of them stand out like that. Maybach Music Group, you're a lie. Maybach Music Group, you are a lie. Rich ain't trying to sabotage nothing. Richard, the best promoter in the game. Richard Schaefer is the best promoter in the game. Richard Schaefer is a fighter's promoter. Richard Schaefer is a fighter's promoter. All about the fighters. Make sure the fighters win. What you mean sabotage Golden Boy? Golden Boy sabotage themselves. Canelo ain't come out and say Richard Schaefer built Golden Boy for nothing. Floyd ain't come out and say Richard Schaefer built Golden Boy for nothing. Stop it. Of course, if you ask Oscar, what you think he gonna say? Richard can work with any network. We about to get him on at 8 o'clock. Don't worry, Richard coming. Hold y'all horses, man. We're only been here for about 24 minutes. Letting people get in the building. Paco, Richard Schaefer is a great man, bro. Not good, but great. Andrew Troy, what's going down? Richard was nothing but loyal, bro. Nothing but loyal. I ain't gonna say Oscar De La Hoya is done because he got a lot of money and Golden Boy Promotion is a top promotion company. So he ain't done. He just gonna have to work a little harder without having Canelo Alvarez, including putting his damn self back inside the square circle. Hold on, y'all. I think it's my little niece. My little niece busting in. Yes, yes, he do. He got John Jones. He got um, the Filipino Flash, Donito Donaire. Chocolate Bacon, calm down, bro. What are you talking about? Yeah, he got Stanionis. Stanionis about to fight Ugas for the world title. Oscar got a lot of fighters, Daniel. Got a lot of fighters. Young boy never broke again. What's going down? I don't know where Mike at, man. PGH, what's going down? Yes, sir, Alex. Soon. I like the heavyweight division, bro. Only a handful of elite fighters up there, but I like it. It's back. It's way better than what it was. Way better than what it was. Y'all smash the like button, fam. I'm about to get ready to call Richard in a minute. Call him around 8:05. I've been to fights, many meals, but I got to get back in tune to going to the big fights. You know what I'm saying? Got a few connections to where I can, probably get a press pass here and there. I ain't got no beef with nobody, Johnny. This YouTube. Andy Ruiz can get back in the contention for a world title. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call my man Richard up. All right, young boy. Kevin Emmanuel, I appreciate that, bro. I ain't putting no money on plant. Paco, what you making? Vegetable tacos? I got Crawford, Alex. Want to put a bet on that, Alex? You want to go on the book? Man, you ain't no damn real young boy, dude. Stop it. All right, I thought my man Mike was gonna be here, but I guess not, man. Oh, I bet it is, Paco. I ain't gonna knock it. I'll tear down vegetable taco up. Especially if it's on tortillas, the soft shells. All right, y'all, let's make it happen. I don't want to be too much on Richard Schaefer time. Daniel Sanchez, what's going down?
Hello.
My brother Richard, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Marty? Pleasure to be on with you.
Man, I'm happy for you to bless the show once again.
Oh, always. You're the hardest working reporter.
Thank you for that. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. And you?
Feeling okay, can't complain. Blessed to be living.
Exactly. And complaining doesn't do any good anyway, so you might as well make the best out of it.
That's right, that's right. So man, Rich, I seen Stanionis, man. I seen that he got they mandated him, man. Where is it first of all, is it mandated?
Yes, actually, you asked me at the last show who I think are the best young prospects, and I told you, well, I've got to go with my fighter, Eimantas Stanionis. And you see what happened since. He fought Luis Colasso. I think in the first two rounds he really beat him up, and then in the third round, Colasso found a way out, and it was ruled a no contest. But just shows you he's ready for any and everything, and he has been ranked number one by the WBA for a while. So I requested the sanctioning to make him the mandatory against Ugas, who just beat Pacquiao in his last fight. Yep. And the WBA agreed with me, and they sent me the letter and to both camps mandating that fight has to happen, and so he is the mandatory for Ugas, which obviously I'm very happy about, but Eimantas is super happy about. I think Eimantas is the strongest welterweight, and I'm going to go on the record to say that here, and you're going to watch and see he's going to become world champion.
Yes, sir. And I'm looking at him. That he only got 13 fights, right? So that tells you about him.
Well, that tells you about it. But, the thing is as well, today's amateurs are not like yesterday's amateurs. The amateurs today are fighting these competitions without headgear. He was a Rio Olympian 2016 and had all the experience qualifying for the Olympics, went through all these tournaments. So he has a tremendous amateur background, like most of these fighters do. You saw it with Lomachenko as well. He became world champion after just a handful of fights. So today's amateurs are being on track, if they're good, to become and challenge for world titles much faster and much sooner than it was in the old days. I mean, in the old days, it was unheard of that a guy with 13 fights would be fighting for a world title. But that has changed, and in a way, it's good, that these young guys don't have that much wear and tear before they fight for a world title. So I think from a safety and from a health point of view, it's good as well.
Yep, I agree 120%. And like looking at his lineup getting to the title shot. He fought some good quality fighters, so it shows his skill set, and it shows that, like you said, once you come out the amateurs, you are more professionally ready, and the skill set shows. Because I'm seeing a lot of fighters, like you say, come out the amateurs and getting big shots with just such without that many fights on a record. So it just shows the heart of them as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you're right. When you look at his record, those 13 fights, each one he fought, I think he was very well match made, because, when you do these fights, it's not just about, that's at least the way I look at it, it's not just to get another win and pile up a bunch of wins against guys who are really, have really no business to be in the ring with these top-notch prospects. So you want them to get tested. You want them to go in against different styles, so that they can learn. When he fought Thomas Delorme, he learned a lot. So you just have to believe, because I tell you, the fighters, they obviously believe in their skills and their abilities. So it takes a promoter who equally believes in them, and you don't hold them back, and you sort of like need to. They have the wings, and you need to allow them at one point to fly and to prove themselves. And I think what is important as well. And we've seen that with Canelo, for example, when he went to go and, at a very young age, to go and test his skills and fight against Floyd Money Mayweather. He came up a bit short, but the experience he gained in that fight really made him the fighter he is today, the pound for pound best fighter in the world. And so we as a sport, we need to be maybe a little bit more forgiving when somebody challenged themselves early on in their career against a much more advanced fighter, and they come up short, that you don't take them off the shelf and they have to go back in line all the way down. No, we need to be more flexible. As long as they're exciting and they give exciting fights, that's what the fans want to see.
Yes, it is. And I always say that, Rich. It ain't that you lose; it's how you lose, right? And then
Exactly
now,
right. Exactly. And look, at the end of the day, boxing is entertainment. Just all the other sports are entertainment. No football game and no football team and no basketball team and no baseball team wins all the games. But you want to be entertaining. You want to entertain the fans. And Imantis knows how to do that. And many other young fighters, I mean, Teofimo Lopez knows how to do that. Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis and some of these other young guys, they're entertaining and they have some personality, and that's what the people want to see.
yes, sir, yes, sir. And like I say, Stan Jonas is coming up, and like you say, he's a fighter. But I was just telling the audience, Rich, that you are a fighters promoter, man. You care about the fighters first. You always put the fighters first. That's what gravitated me towards you. It doesn't matter what it is, you put the fighters first.
Well, let's put it like that. Without the fighters, I was the other day on the Ariel Helwani show, and I said exactly the same. For me, without the talent, without the fighters, who are we? I mean, what are we going to cover? So it really starts with the fighters and it ends with the fighter. And in between, you as a journalist, a media member, me as a promoter, others as managers, we have to basically empower these fighters and help them build their careers. And it starts and it ends with the fighters. And you're right, I am a fighters first promoter, and pretty much any fighter you ask, they know who I am. It's about moving them the right way, listening to them. Very important, listening to them. And if they're ready, if they feel they're ready for a big fight, who am I to go and question that? Like, look, when Canelo came to my office and he said he wants to fight Mayweather, I asked him, are you really sure at this point? Don't you want to wait a few years? He said, look, I don't want to fight anybody else but Mayweather. And who am I then to try to talk him out of it? My job then is to get that fight done. And you need to listen to the fighters, and that's what I do. And at the same time, you need to see that a fighter has a relatively short career compared to some of these other athletes.
Sure.
And you need to make sure that they make the most money during that time they're in the sport, and B, that they leave the sport with all their faculties intact, and that they can go on and live a good life, and hopefully have some dollars in the bank account.
Mhm. That's right, Rich, and that's how it always should be. The fighters should, um, they should get the majority of the pie, over some promoters who put themselves first. And if they not filling up their own coffins, then some of them a Schaefer fighter, right? And they're just doing wrong. So we know how the game is, but with Nonito the Nerd, Rich, is anything in the play for Nonito? I know he had the one fight with my guy, but it fell through. And I seen Nonito and his wife go back and forth with him. I can't get his name right
Yes.
now, but it was.
Well, that's another example. When Nonito came to see me, I was shortly after he was released by Top Rank, because generally the boxing people saw that Nonito is done, and he's old, and he came to see me, and I believed in him. I believed that he still has much left, and that he will become world champion again. We gave him like the tune-up fight, and then we put him in the World Boxing Super Series, where everybody thought he was just a name and an opponent. But during the World Boxing Super Series, he won against Ryan Burnett, and
Yeah.
he became world champion. That he became WBA world champion. So I helped him to become world champion again, and then he went on to get into the final against the Japanese, the monster, Inoue, and that fight was actually voted by the Boxing Writers of America as Fight of the Year. And that's with Nonito. I mean, talking about entertainment, when he fights, it's must-see TV. He knows how to entertain. So he lost that fight. But it was a spectacular fight. So I called the WBC. He has been before that, he's been a long time and multiple time WBC champion. And I discussed it with Mauricio Suleiman, the chairman of WBC, and I asked him to please install Nonito as the mandatory to the undefeated French world champion, Nordin Ubali. And again, people thought like, oh, Nonito is too old. Bali never lost. He's a great boxer, and Nonito went into this fight as the underdog.
Yeah.
And as he was preparing that night in the locker room, shortly before he walked out, I was in the locker room with him, and he said, "Okay, tell me now, what is the game plan? What are you gonna do to beat Ubali?" And he looked at me and he said, "Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be patient, and I'm gonna wait until he makes mistakes, and he will make mistakes, and then I'm gonna knock him out. And you go now and you sit there ringside and you watch. And guess what? That's exactly what he did. The first two rounds, he probably lost. The third round, he dropped him, and he finished him off, I forgot, in the fourth round, I think it was. And he became WBC world champion. Yet again, So how great of a story is that? It's about believing in the fighters. It's about giving them the opportunities. And that's exactly what I did with Nonito Donaire. And then he wanted to unify, and we got the fight done against the WBO champion, Casimiro. But then Casimiro, Lonito is really a man of principle, and he felt the ugly remarks Casimiro and his team made against his wife were just crossing the line. And he took the stand. He took the stand against Asian hate. He took the stand against hate against women. He said, look, you can talk all the shit you want about me, but leave my kids and leave my wife out of it. That's crossing the line. And he walked away from that. I was sure he's going to knock out Casimiro. Would have been a perfect fight, but he gave up that fight, that possibility to unify the bantamweight division. He gave it up because of principle. And for that, you need to respect him as much as you need to respect him for his skills inside the ring. That's what a true legend does. That's what a role model does. And that's what he is. He's a role model. So then we moved on, and we were trying to see if we could get maybe Casimiro learned his lesson, wanted to see if we can get him back in the ring. But Casimiro really didn't want to do that. And so we needed to move on because it's important for Nonito to get another fight in. And there is the interim WBC champion, a Filipino as well, Raymar Caballo.
Yep.
And the talked to WBC, and the WBC then ordered Caballo as the mandatory to Donaire. So that's going to be the next fight for Nonito Donaire, and that's going to happen probably December 4th or December 11th.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, I was with Nonito, man, when he made them remarks about his wife, and I was following the whole situation. Even with the one cast when she got pops on the phone, they was talking to him. It was disrespectful. Yes. And then like if I feel the same way, I'm not gonna you disrespect my family, I'm not gonna put money in your pocket because that's what it really would have came down to. Nonito would have been helping them out more than hurting them because you'd have been put. Nonito is the big name, and I'm with you, Rich. I had Nonito knocking him out. His style, he just come forward and fight. Nonito is I know Casimiro is a big puncher, but I think down there Nonito is a way bigger puncher than him.
He is an amazing puncher, and he's very smart. And the experience he has. I mean, you start looking at who he fought throughout his career. I mean, it is just absolutely amazing. He really fought the who is who, and that's why he's for sure a first ballot Hall of Famer. And next to Pacquiao, the biggest fighter ever to come out of the Philippines. So, and I'm so proud, that even though people wrote him off, that. I was able to help him and support him and give him this opportunity and be part of that last chapter of the Nonito Donaire story. And that last chapter is maybe as good as the first or the second one, if not better, because nobody gave him a chance and he proved everybody wrong.
Yes, sir. Stepping in the game, knocking out Victor Chanya, who was the monster. Like, man, with that, Nonito got that left hook just crazy.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. So with that, Rich, you got any more fighters that you're working with that up and coming, or any amateurs?
Well, we are looking at a bunch of fighters. We probably will have some. I started now, as I'm sure you saw, I started a new promotion company called Probellum.
Yep.
And so we are going to be. That's going to be a new platform, a global platform, where we are going to be signing fighters from literally all over the world. We're looking to be involved in the first year, probably 100 events, which is sort of like unheard of.
Okay.
But, I'm not just going to focus on the big fights. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great to do world championship fights and stuff like that. But I think it's important as well for the health of the sport and for boxing that we focus a little bit more on the grassroots. We want to empower local promoters all over the world. One of the projects I have is to really focus on Africa because I believe Africa has amazing talent, has amazing athletes. I mean, you see some of these NBA players which come from Africa, how the kind of mark they make in the NBA. You look at UFC, the two biggest names, champions, Francis Ngannou and Usman, the welterweight champion. They are both from Africa as well, so they have the talent. And in boxing, when you think in the past there were some African champions, but more recently, African fighters have been more looked upon as opponents. And I want to change that. I want to be able to crown a world champion or world champions in Africa and build them up in Africa. And not just have them come here as opponents, because African fighters are tough. They're entertaining. They go toe to toe. They're very strong. They're physically ready, and we want to give them that mental edge and that confidence as well. And they're colorful, and people like to watch them. There's obviously a reason why the biggest UFC pay-per-views are when Francis Ngannou or Usman fight. They're colorful guys, and I want to do the same in boxing. So we're really working on executing some co-promotional agreements with some of the local promoters in Africa and really focus on that. But there are other markets like that where we want to focus on as well. And really, I get my two biggest joys are when I can build up a young fighter and help him to become world champion. Imanti Stanion is a perfect example of one of the more recent ones I built up. Or take a fighter which people feel like he has no chance or he's done, he's too old, and help him to achieve glory again, like we've done with Donaire. We talked about that. Or in the past, like I've done with Bernard Hopkins, for example, when he went in against the undefeated middleweight champion Kelly Pavlik, and nobody gave Hopkins a chance. I did, and he schooled Pavlik over 12 rounds. He won every round. I mean, he beat him up, and he became champion again. So I like those kind of challenges as well.
Yes, sir. And Rich, I got this guy. He's from Namibia, and what you said about Africa is so true. His name is AC Moses. His brother was hurt. He fought for the world title. I forgot who he fought. I think he fought Ray Beltrain. His brother fought Ray Beltrain, but man, I want to link you to him. But he got a up and coming fighter from Namibia called he's a young boy too, and he good.
Yeah, so you see things like that I'm excited about. So if you can hook me up with him, that would be great. And I like to give fighters like that opportunities and help them, and build them up. And look, we did the same with Canelo when he was like 16 years old.
Yeah,
we got involved with him. He didn't have much of an amateur record at the beginning. I remember it was like there was Chavez Jr. and there was Canelo, and everybody was like, Chavez Jr. Everybody was talking about Chavez Jr. And people thought like, Canelo, like who is he? So we built him up, and we believed in him. And look at him now. I mean, he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world. It's about believing in people. It's about believing in their talent.
Yes, sir. And let me ask you, Rich. I know you've seen the press conference with Canelo and Plant. Like everybody's saying it, right?
Yes.
What was your thoughts on that, on the press conference?
Well, I think it was a bit unfortunate what happened. I mean, I can understand why Canelo reacted like that. I don't think there was a reason for Plant to really swing. He pushed him, and you don't go and try to. But I mean, look, it just shows you probably how the fight is gonna go. I mean, just how talented he is, like how he ducked that and came back. Canelo, I mean, it just shows how good he is. But that's not really stuff for the press conference. And I say, I was listening yesterday to an interview Dana White gave. And when you see the UFC fights, the weigh-ins, the press conferences, the face-to-face, you always see Dana White right there in the middle. And, some people might think, why does this guy has to be in the middle? It's about the fighters. You know why he has to be in the middle? Because when you have two, as Dana correctly said, if you have two alpha males going face-to-face, you want to be there. You want to be there to separate them if necessary. And that missed there. There was nobody there. I mean, the first two people up on stage were two girls.
Exactly.
And so that, I think, should not happen. And hopefully people will learn from that you need to have somebody in between to protect the fighters, because it could have ended much worse.
Yeah.
And I think what a little bit, it then took the headlines. Of course it took the headlines. Everybody's talking about it. You see these videos going around the world. But I think what really the important thing, what got lost a bit, is the historic implications of this fight. This is the first unification fight for all four titles in that weight class.
Thank you, Rich. Let me stop you, Rich. Let me stop you, Rich. And I swear to you, Rich, I swear, that's the whole narrative that I've been pushing all along. I'm like, Caleb Plant, and I'm gonna let you go, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but Caleb Plant got everything he asked for. He got the money, the ring size, he got the 12 weeks, he got the drug testing thing. But he took the whole narrative and they making it about drug testing. Canelo is a clean fight. And I say it took away from the entire fight to now everything they want to hear about is nothing but, is Canelo a cheater? And I feel like Caleb Plant, this is your biggest fight of your career, and this what you want to make it out to be? Like that was crazy to me.
Exactly. You want it to be, this is a celebration of the sport of boxing. It shouldn't be about drugs. It shouldn't be about pushing or shoving or hitting. This is a unification bout. And the important surface of that is really amazing. I mean, this is one of the prime events in boxing, and can be one of the biggest fights in the history of the sport. This is what it's about, and I think that these kind of comments will elevate the sport and will bring new fans when you put it in historic perspective. And I mean, look, we actually, some people say, oh, this is just bad for boxing. And I agree, this is bad. What happened is bad for boxing because people say, oh, this is like a clown show. Right. It's like a circus act, and it's not, and if you look at what happened, I mean, world title unification fights for an undisputed world champion to hold all 4 belts, they're extremely rare. Extremely rare. I mean, we had, I don't know, maybe in the last 20 years, 30 years in the history of the 4-belt era, we only had, if you look at all the division, we only had like 5 or so. And if you look at where boxing is today, in the last 12 months, we had George Taylor, become undisputed, unified 4-belt title holder. We had Teofimo Lopez. We are having planned now, and hopefully we will have soon a heavyweight for all 4 world titles as well.
Charlo and Castano as well.
4 unification bouts in a span of 12 or 18 months, more than we've seen in the last 20 or 30 years. That shows you that boxing is well and boxing is alive, and we should make this as a celebration of boxing. That's the way you promote that fight.
Thank you. And that's what I was looking. And don't forget about Charlo and Castano, Rich. That was another one. Even though nobody got crowned, but that was an undisputed bout.
Yes, exactly. That you're absolutely right. Yes, I mean, imagine that. I mean, this is like this is like turning back the clock, and even more so. I mean, we're living in a great era of boxing where we see these kind of fights happening, and we as fight fans should tell the world, should tell the non-fight fans that how great the sport is and how great we are doing, and through the strength of these fights, attract new fans to the sport, not through like drug cheat and stuff like that. That's just not good. And in a way, the same is with some of all these fighting again. It makes boxing look like a circus act, and it's not good.
That's true, man. I agree 100. Man, Rich, everything you're saying, I said, my brother. Everything you're saying, I said this.
Well, that's why I like you so much.
Yes, sir, and vice versa.
We think alike. And you know what the funny thing is, though, Money? It's not so difficult to come up with this stuff because it's the truth.
Exactly. Common sense, right? Common sense.
Yeah, common sense.
Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it too, Rich. I'm like, they doing all this with this fight, man. It's one of the biggest fights in boxing. Canelo, the biggest stage, and this what they turn into. And even some of the channels out here that's pushing the narrative. Like, you got people out here talking about Canelo need to be banned, this and that. When Canelo is one of the faces of boxing and holding the sport down, like, he put 73,000 people in the seats. And y'all talking about take that away from boxing? Like, it's crazy.
Look, I know Canelo for a long time, and I'm still very friendly with him. As a matter of fact, I talked to him right after the incident, and I see him often as well, and we talk all the time. The guy, I've known him so well. The guy is as clean as they come. He loves the sport. He doesn't need to cheat, and so he has a God-given talent, and he doesn't need any performance-enhancing drugs or stuff like that. This is all bullshit. These are jealous people. There's jealous people talking. And, I told Canelo, I said, look, when you're on top, like Mayweather used to be, there's always a lot of haters. Remember how many haters Mayweather had. But at the end of the day, they all watched. They all bought the pay-per-view. Because love him or hate him, you need to respect his talent.
That's what I said, Rich. I say, look, I'm not cheating myself out of greatness. If y'all want to cheat yourself out of greatness, go right ahead. You got one life to live. And if we got greatness right here in our era, and you don't want to respect that or even acknowledge it, then that's on you. But Canelo is a great fighter, man. Great. To do what he did, and then to be the age he is, Rich, from 15 to now, like that's, I said this. I say Canelo is a generational fighter. It won't be another Canelo. Either you'll be better than him or you'll be under him, but it won't be another Canelo.
No, exactly. Like there won't be another Mayweather.
Won't be another Mayweather.
Each one defines their time. This is not the next Mayweather or whatever. No, no, no. Each one is different. Each one defines their era, and this is the Canelo era.
Hmm. So, what's your thoughts on the fight, Rich? Canelo versus Plant?
Well, look, I think that I know Plant, and I like Plant. He's a very, very good fighter, and when you listen to his interviews, the kind of when you cut out all the bullshit about the haters and stuff like that. If you listen to his mindset, that he's always been the underdog, nobody ever gave him a chance. Going back to the amateurs, that is really ingrained in him, and he is maybe one of the most confident fighters I have ever seen. And sometimes it's talk, but in Plant's case, it's not talk. That's how he really feels, and that's how he really believes. And he is 100% sure that he's going to win that fight. So that makes him a very formidable opponent. He's undefeated. Like you look at this fight where he became world champion against Skadegi. I was there in Los Angeles ringside, and I saw that fight. And I have to say, I had my doubts as well, to be honest.
Right.
And look what he did with him. I mean, he is a very, very good fighter. He is still very hungry. He has tremendous skills. He has good power. He has good footwork, good movement. So he is, in my opinion, the biggest test Canelo had. He's young as well. He's not over the hill or so. So he's a dangerous opponent, and it should be if you're going to fight for all four belts.
Yeah.
But then you look at Canelo, and we talked about it. He's a generational talent. I mean, look what he did with all of his opponents, and you can go down the list. He has that ability, and that is in my books the definition of a great fighter.
Yes.
When you can make your great opponents look average. And that's what Canelo does.
Yes,
he makes
sir.
great opponents look average. He makes it look easy. And that is the definition in my books of a great fighter. And Canelo is a great fighter. So I believe that he's just too good. He's just too good for Plant.
Yes, sir. That's how I look at it too. And like I said, I respect Caleb Plant as well. But what turned me off with Caleb Plant, Rich, is when he got the because he never talked about cheater this, cheater that. And to me, I just feel like somebody put a battery in his back to say these things to try to get into Canelo head. And he thinking that's gonna work in the fight to where okay, Canelo come out and you make mistakes and you can use your boxing skills. It's part of the game. I get it. It's part of the game. But I just don't like to where you take it to the point to where you're accusing Eddie Reynoso, who's a hell of a trainer, and then it take away from the fight. Like you said, now everybody, because if the people hate Canelo, then they go run with the story that you say. So I just think like his story that he was telling on stage about him coming up, you took all that away once you start, taking it elsewhere. And that's why I was like, come on, man. But at the end of the day, I agree with you. He's a hell of a fighter. But I still think Canelo stopped him around the 9th or the 10th. I say he gonna hold his own in there because he's a champion and he's a world champion, and I give him all the credit. But I think around the 9th or the 10th, Canelo might get him out of there.
I believe so too, and I totally on the same page. And I think what is important, I agree with you as well on Eddie Reynoso. If he's not the best trainer, which I think he is, certainly the top three. I mean, it's just amazing the work he does. And I know Eddie very well. I know his dad, Jetto, very well. They're not cheaters. They are very proud people. They're not going to tolerate any sort of performance enhancing drugs in their gym. And you know what sort of like blows my mind as well at that level when you look at an Oscar Valdez, for example. They know they're getting tested. They know that they are in the WADA protocol and they are under the commission testing rules. They know they're going to get tested, and they know what's at stake. And they know that if they test positive, that it's not going to just jeopardize their fight, but it could jeopardize their career. So I really don't believe that they are knowingly taking performance-enhancing drugs. I just don't believe it. I refuse to believe that. I believe that the fighters are smart enough at that level to not do that. And when you see then these reports that there are like traces of this and traces of that, I really believe that. I know in the gym where they train, I believe in the athletes, and maybe that's why I'm an athlete first promoter.
That's right.
I believe in the athletes, and there was a big outcry about a lot of media members. A lot of people felt like, well, this should have been, the fight should not have happened, and so on. I wasn't one of them because I don't believe that Valdez knowingly took something.
Right. And that's all like the fight. It was still made. It was still going on. And I watched it. You know, it's a couple people. Oh, Monty Brown, why you watching the fight? No, it's a hell of a fight. And then I like Robson Casaseo. I like Valdez. And I knew it was gonna be a great fight. But I gotta keep it real. That it it messed up Valdez a little bit because all the everything surrounding it. You know what I mean? Because I thought he could have performed better. To me, I thought looking at the fight the first time, I thought the right man won the fight. I thought Valdez won the fight by maybe 2 rounds. I gave him the fight by 2 rounds, and people looked at me. Oh man, come on, man, this and that. But how you gonna tell me how to judge my card? You know what I mean? So I feel like it was a hell of a fight. I like Robson.
Yeah, it was a hell of a fight.
Yeah,
and sometimes when you see these fights, these close fights, it goes this way or it goes that way, and I mean, you can't really, you can't really fight about that. You cannot, if somebody says, well, I saw the other guy won in a close fight, I mean, who am I to argue? People have different opinions, and that's okay. The fact is, it must have been a close fight. It must have been a good fight. And one guy wins and one guy loses, and such is life.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said, if you got Robson Casaseo winning, I'm not mad at you. My only thing was the robbery situation. When you got a close fight, that's not a robbery, man. A robbery is
robbery.
So that's
sometimes we see robberies, and then you have to sort of like scratch your head and say, what the hell is going on?
Paul Williams, Florida,
but
Paul Williams.
For example, I refuse as well to believe that. Some of my friends, they say, oh, did you see this fight? This was like rigged. I mean, probably somebody paid off the judges and shit like that. I refuse to believe that. I really do. I think it is just like in any job. Sometimes if you watch, like how many fights are there a year around the world? I don't know.
Exactly.
10,000 or something like that. I have no idea. I never counted. That would actually be interesting to know how many fights take place. And then if you have, from those, let's call it 10,000 fights which happen around the world, and you're going to have out of those 10,000 fights maybe 20 or 30 bad calls. That's not good, and it's not an excuse, but people have sometimes off days, and they are not at their best. I don't know, maybe they have problems at home, maybe they have a headache or are sick, or who the hell knows what's going on, but they have a bad day in the office. Everybody has a bad day in the office. I mean, it happens. But then to go and question the integrity of the sport because of that and make it much bigger than that particular fight, and suddenly question the entire integrity of a sport, that's just a bit blown out of proportion.
Exactly. I agree 120%, Rich. So, Rich, we got a heavy.
By the way, you see that in other sports too. I mean, there are like in the NFL. If you watch the NFL games, are there sometimes bad calls? Yeah, there's sometimes bad calls, and in basketball and in baseball and in all of them. I mean, there's no sport where you can always say, well, they totally 100%, 100 out of 100, they get it right. It just doesn't happen because people are involved. And when people are involved, sometimes mistakes happen.
And to bring that up, Rich, my Rams, I think it was 2019 when we got the foul on the Saints. That was clearly a pass interference, and they let it go. So I was happy because we got the call.
Exactly. I mean, how many we could talk about bad calls like forever. And so guess what? Boxing is no exception. You get sometimes bad calls too. But again, to question the entire integrity of a sport is just blown out of proportion.
Exactly. I agree 120%, man. 120. And I hate to say that because I don't want to think that I'm looking at something that's being rigged or things of that nature. But when I look at it, I look at everything as fair play. Not everything fair inside the ring, but for us paying people off, I'm with you on that one. I can't ride with that.
Yeah, no, but now if you have a particular judge who turns in, sort of like fight after fight, suspicious or bad cards, then maybe he should look for another job. I mean, it goes in any job. If somebody does a poor job in doing whatever they do and they keep messing up, guess what? They get fired. And maybe that's what should happen in boxing too, that maybe with judges or with refs who are continuously doing bad calls, and you tell them, look, I think you've got to look for another job. that's the solution to this, but not attacking the whole sport, or as they say, throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Mm-hmm. So, Rich, with this new promotional company, right?
Yes.
You already launched it, right?
Yes, we launched it this week, so I've been extremely busy. I've been doing interviews here, the US. I've been doing interviews overseas. Tomorrow early morning, I have one with a big outlet in the UK. So there's a lot of traction there. And what we really want to do, as I mentioned with Probellum, we put together an amazing all-star team. We put together, for example, as the chief operating officer is a fellow by the name of Eric Winter, is the guy who actually built up the Fight Pass at UFC. Before that, he was with Yahoo, he was the CEO of Rivals.com, and he was with DirecTV, so a very corporate guy with tremendous experience. And he's going to help us build up a digital platform and run the business. And then we have an amazing strategic mind with Harrison Whitman, who was a very successful lawyer, and most recently was with Top Rank, where he was very much involved in the strategy, the direction of Top Rank. So he is there, and then we have an award-winning producer, the guy who actually did for UFC that commercial where they shut down the Las Vegas Boulevard with Conor McGregor, and he won an Emmy for that, sports Emmy for that work. So he is our producer. So we really put together a great team. We have as the chairman a guy from the UK with very strong ties in the Middle East as well, who actually owns a soccer team over in the UK as well, a very passionate sports fan. And so we have a great team. We are extremely well capitalized. So we really wanna try to bring something to boxing which has been a bit missing, which is unity, and we really want to work with all promoters. We want to be in co-promotional agreements with other promoters. We want to empower local promoters. I mentioned before, we want to really invest in the grassroots boxing in markets which haven't really been developed yet. So we really want to make a difference. And so it's very exciting for me that they asked me to be the president of this company. And so I'm thrilled to embark on this and be involved in the sport on a much bigger level again.
Yes, sir. The sport needs you, Rich, and they know your background. They know your work.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to sort of be the Dana White of boxing. I want to really represent the brand. I want to represent the fighters, and so I want to really help these young athletes and elevate and lift the sport.
Yes, sir. That's what I say. I was telling them, Rich, it doesn't matter what fighter I talk to, right? When you ask them about Richard Schaefer, everybody love you.
Yes,
and this is not just talking, but yeah, it's not just me talking. I'm like, man, Richard is that guy. I told you I've been following you for a while, man. So I know your background.
It's nice to see. It's nice to hear that. It's nice to see, when I go to fights, the fighters come up to me, my wife, my boys. They're young men now, but and I think that's really the reason why I'm still involved. I'm going to be turning 60 this year,
man.
So I'm getting a bit older too. But I have to tell you, I'm as fired up and as excited as I could have ever been, because I am very passionate about boxing. I'm very passionate about these fighters, and I'm going to do whatever I can to do good for boxing.
Yes, sir, man. Your name holds the weight already, Rich. So you already know.
So we are working on, in the next weeks or so, we're going to be announcing some signings. We're going to be announcing some co-promotion deals. We are going to be, as I said, focusing globally. Our first events are probably going to be from the UK. So there's going to be a lot of traveling involved for me as well. But, we really want to build up a global business, a global boxing promotion, a global media company. We want, through our digital platform, give access that fight fans can have a place to go and watch content and get great articles and stories and stuff like that without charging anything. So it's really about investing in the sport and elevating and lifting the sport.
Yes, sir. You know now you got me too. So right here, this is pro bellum. We pro bellum around here. So
Yeah, Probellum, and it ties in beautifully with one of my favorite movies, Parabellum, John Wick.
hmm
Probellum, I think, is a strong name. It sort of like embraces. It goes back to the Roman times, the times of the gladiators,
hmm
and then we sort of like give it. If you look at our website, we give it a modern twist. Our brand experts came up with a great logo as well. It's sort of like almost like a Superman kind of logo. It's a strong logo. It's a strong brand, and it's easy to say. Probellum. So watch out for Probellum.
yes, sir. I'm looking at it right now. I see how it's looking. And I was gonna ask you what was the the meaning behind pro bellum as well.
Well, it's Latin and it states like for combat, and basically for like going at it, for like toe to toe, for great action, and that's what we want to do. We want to bring great toe to toe fights to the fight fans. We want to put together evenly matched fights. We want to work with fighters who know how to entertain,
hmm
who have the same passion for the sport as we have, and that sort of like is all embodied in that name, Probellum. And as I said, it goes back to the old days, the gladiators. So these fighters today, in many ways, are modern day gladiators.
Yes, they
That's
are.
what they are, and
Yeah.
that's what this name embodies.
Yeah. When you look at Rome wanted they pound of flesh, and when you look at us, even though it's not, the ending how they it's the end in Rome, but at the end of the day, they still get into the ring fighting each other, and we out here we rooting for blood. So it
Yes,
is
exactly.
gladiators. Yes, it is.
Yep. Yep.
But man, Rich, I think I done held you long enough, and just to ask you, Rich, is Nonito and John Jones under this pro bellum, or is this something new, or that's something different?
No, so yeah, so Nonito will be yes, and so will Amantis, and so basically I'll move my that they will be on the Probellum, but John Jones is with UFC, and I actually talked to John a couple of days ago. He's in Las Vegas now. He's actually going to be inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame tonight,
Okay.
and so. He is with UFC, so I'm his advisor, and he brought me in to help him to get that big fight done against, I think what they're going to do now is there's going to be Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight UFC world champion, is going to go and fight Cyril Gain, the French guy who is the interim champion.
Uh-huh.
That fight is probably going to happen sometime in January. And then John is in line, and I was able to secure that from UFC. John will be in line to fight the winner, so probably sometime next year. John is training very hard. He reminds me in many ways about Floyd, the way he goes about training. He's very determined. He's very smart about training. He didn't just want to, like sometimes you see fighters or UFC guys as well, just jump up a weight class because without really thinking about that they're going to be, if they move up, they're going to be the smaller guy against the bigger guy. It's normal. You move up a weight class. So he is going about it very strategically. And he was telling me when I talked to him a couple of days ago, John told me that he is now 260 pounds, which is massive, and that he is going to be trying to bulk up to 275 when he fights. And it's not just like it's smart weight, it's muscles. It's like the weight that they say at the right place at the right. So that he's still very explosive. So I can tell you, I have no doubt, just like I didn't have with Nonito and with many other fighters before, that they will be world champion. I have no chance and no doubt that John Jones, a year from now, we will have a new UFC heavyweight champion, and his name is going to be John Jones. and it's going to be a spectacular fight when he fights for that. It could be the biggest combat sports pay-per-view event of all time, and it's going to be, the world is going to be watching, because John Jones, if you look at the UFC rankings and you go to the UFC pound for pound rankings, who do they have as the pound for pound best fighter in the world? It's John Jones.
Yeah.
And Dana White calls him the GOAT. So, and he is the GOAT. And if you look at me, if you think about it, I came 35 years ago as an immigrant from Switzerland to the United States, and didn't really, as I always remind my boys, didn't really have much more than a suitcase full of dreams. And I came here, and who would have ever thought, I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that I would have an opportunity to work for the two GOATs in combat sports. In boxing, Floyd Mayweather, and in mixed martial arts, John Jones. I mean, how amazing is that? America is a great country, and I'm proud to be American now. And now my next goal is to build up Probellum into the GOAT of boxing promotions. It's not going to be overnight, like Floyd and John Jones didn't become overnight the GOAT. It was hard work for many years, but they reached and achieved that GOAT status. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to do the same with Probellum.
Yes, sir. Because Rich, you got the mind and you got the blueprint. It's like you're a workhorse, man. You're a workhorse. So at the end of the day, like when the fighters love you, that's all you need. And then with your background, yeah. And then, like you say, you got the mind for it, though, Rich. And that's why I admire you so much. And I try to mimic myself off of you a little bit. Just going around trying to be a stand-up guy, man, and make people love you for you. You know what I mean? Not trying to get over on nobody or nothing like that. And just, just being fair in the world. Even if the world ain't fair,
Yes, look, sometimes it takes time, and, when you are successful, and you will see as you become more and more successful, there's going to be more and more haters, but you just need to sometimes look the other way and not engage with that, because these days, there's so much negativity. And actually I had that conversation the other day with my son, Alex, who is 22 years old now. And I said, man, I can't believe some people, they just have only negative things to say. And he said, look, if you cannot deal with the negativity from people, then you're in the wrong business. And as more successful you are, the more haters you will have. And what you need to do, and I need to do, is to stay positive and stay our course and always follow what we believe in. And that goes with everybody. If you have to follow your values, and you have to be positive, and you have to be encouraging, and try to help and support, and good things happen to good people. I really believe that.
Yes, sir, man. I need to hear those words, because I showed, like you say, the bigger you get, the more hate you get, Rich. Come from both sides.
That's the way it is. And in a way, you can be proud of it.
Yes, sir. So they say if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. There's no haters, and nobody gives a shit. So right. If you evoke emotions in people, whether they're good emotions or bad emotions, you're doing something right. And that's what I always tell the fighters as well. If you're a great fighter, if you're the most skilled fighter, and you're great and so on, but you don't evoke emotions in people, you can still become world champion, and you're still going to be doing well. But what sets Mayweather apart, or what sets Canelo apart, what sets Charlo apart, these guys have charisma. Yeah. They have that extra something, which evokes emotions. And emotions might be that they love you or they hate you. But as long as you evoke these emotions, you will have followers, and you will make a difference. Yes, and that's what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on that note, Rich, we're going to leave the people with that. I want to thank you so much, my brother, for giving me your time, as always. And always, like, I tell him how real you is. Like, I hit Rich, he hit right back. So that I'm appreciative of that, Rich. I'm very appreciative of that.
No, so, look, I really consider you a friend. You are a positive voice in the sport. You empower the sport. You empower the fighters. You use your common sense, and what you say is really what you believe. And as I said, it's not that difficult because you have common sense and you tell the truth.
Yes,
You
sir.
say the way it is, and I like that. I like that honesty with yourself and that the honesty with your listeners, your fans, and so just stay the course. And it's always an honor to talk to you and be on your show because I know you will blow up and you will become one of the major forces and one of the major voices here in the sport. And just remember that I was there with you from the beginning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. You have a good one, my brother.
You do all the best. Stay healthy and stay safe.
You too.
Thanks. Okay. Bye bye.
The great Richard Schaefer, baby. The great Richard Schaefer, everybody. Gosh, man, I hate. Oh yeah, man. I told y'all, man. He's a good one, bro. He's a good one. And we see that Pro Bellum. We will push Pro Bellum. He will be successful in Pro Bellum because, like I say, he got the attitude, he got the mindset, and not only that, he has the backing of the fighters, man. The fighters love Richard Schaefer. Like I said, it ain't one fighter that I talked to and asked about Richard Schaefer that didn't like him, bro. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot of PBC fighters that love Richard Schaefer. Canelo Alvarez most definitely love Richard Schaefer. You know what I mean? And it's like when somebody asks to fight about him and you put in a good word, it's gonna go through. So I wish him nothing but the best in all he do, man. He will be successful because that's Richard Schaefer. Yes, sir, Fishy friends. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jose, bro. Yeah, so y'all know how it go, bro. Appreciate that, Jose. But everybody, I'm gonna shut this one down and I'm gonna start up a new live because we about to talk about Canelo. We're gonna recap this on another one, but I want this interview. I want this to be about an interview, and I don't want to drag it along and let it be something else. So I feel to shut this one down, family, and I feel to start up another live, and we could talk about it. Yes, sir, Paco. But y'all get ready to jump on the other line, bro. So y'all know what it is. It's your boy Money, it's the NSBC moving. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You want to donate? OG Money on Cash App. TreyHumpton52 at gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share the videos. Y'all know what it is, man. Big dog status, fam. We about to come right back, fam. Y'all come right back with me.